Imagine a city with no footsteps on its sidewalks, no lights in its windows. Why would such places exist in our bustling world? These ghost towns are not just relics, they are whispers of a once vibrant life, now silenced. Today, we delve into the enigmatic world of abandoned cities. Each holds its own story of decline, from economic collapses to natural disasters. What mysterious forces drove everyone away? Join us as we uncover the stories of cities left behind. Starting our countdown at number 10, we delve into the eerie silence of a deserted metropolis, once bursting with life, and now a canvas of decay. Nestled between rolling hills and a winding river, this city was famed for its breathtaking skyline and pioneering architecture. Its towering skyscrapers, once symbols of prosperity, now stand as hollow sentinels over empty streets. Tracing back its history, the city's downfall began with a catastrophic economic collapse, compounded by a series of natural disasters that discouraged rebuilding and repopulation. As businesses closed and residents fled, the city's vibrant pulse faded into silence. Today, nature is reclaiming spaces once dominated by human activity. Trees root through cracked pavement, and wildflowers peek through the skeletons of abandoned cars. Notable too is the Grand Central Station, an architectural marvel with its vast vaulted ceilings and intricate mosaics, now serving more pigeons than passengers. Once thriving, now silent, the city whispers tales of its past. At number 9, a city that was once the pride of its nation, thrived as a bustling capital with a vibrant culture and booming economy. This jewel was not only the administrative heart but also a hub of commerce and artistry, drawing admirers from around the globe. The decline began subtly, a combination of economic mismanagement and political instability, slowly eroding its foundations. Investment dwindled, businesses closed, and residents began seeking stability elsewhere. The final blow, however, was a series of natural disasters that ravaged the already weakened infrastructure. Floods and earthquakes left swaths of the city in ruins, making large areas uninhabitable. In the face of such adversity, efforts to preserve the heritage of this lost capital have been poignant. Conservationists and historians work tirelessly to restore and protect the city's ancient landmarks, hoping to keep the spirit of the city alive in the hearts of future generations. A capital in memory, lost to time and tragedy. Number 8 is a city that industry forgot. Once a thriving hub, this city's story is a classic tale of boom and bust. During the golden age of industrialization, it sprung up seemingly overnight. Smokestacks painted the sky, and the clamor of machinery was the city's pulsing heartbeat. Thousands flocked here, drawn by the promise of work and prosperity. But as the decades rolled by, the very industry that built this city led to its downfall. Environmental degradation began to take its toll. Rivers, once the lifeblood of industrial processes, turned into toxic streams. The air quality plummeted, making it hazardous to simply breathe. Social impacts were just as devastating. As jobs disappeared with the decline of factories, so did the people. Streets once bustling with workers and families now echo with the silence of abandonment. The city's infrastructure, designed to support a booming population, crumbled without maintenance, leaving behind skeletal remains of buildings and overgrown streets. From industrial powerhouse to ghost town, its factories now lie silent. At the 7th spot, a city by the sea. Once a canvas of vibrant beachfronts and bustling markets, this coastal gem was a paradise where laughter mingled with the sounds of crashing waves. Tourists from around the world flocked here, drawn by the promise of sun-soaked days and lively cultural nights. However, the city's fortunes turned as dramatically as the tides. A series of devastating hurricanes ripped through the area, leaving destruction in their wake and eroding the very foundations of its economy. The once thriving tourist spots turned into ghostly echoes of their former selves, with boarded-up windows and abandoned boardwalks stretching as far as the eye could see. Compounded by an economic downturn that drained the city of its vitality, the local population dwindled. Streets that once echoed with the footsteps of both the young and old now lay silent, with nature slowly reclaiming spaces once carved out for leisure and life. The sea still sings, but there are none left to hear. Number 6 bears the scars of conflict. In the heart of a region once bustling with life, the city now stands eerily silent, its buildings pockmarked by the relentless artillery of war. This was a place where laughter once filled the streets, where commerce thrived and culture blossomed. Yet as tensions escalated, so did the impact on its inhabitants. leading to a mass evacuation that left the city hauntingly empty. The echoes of conflict linger in the air, with ongoing skirmishes in the outskirts and the persistent threat of unexploded ordnances making it too dangerous for anyone to consider returning. Streets that were once vibrant marketplaces are now lined with the debris of conflict, serving as stark reminders of the city's turbulent recent history. Efforts to broker peace have been intermittent, with each round of talks offering a glimmer of hope that fades as quickly as it arrives. The city, with its shattered windows and bullet-ridden walls, waits for a resolution that seems just out of reach. A city paused in turmoil, waiting for peace. Halfway through our list, a city forsaken by a disaster. Imagine waking up one day to the reality that your city, your home, is no longer safe. This is the story of a place where the earth itself turned against its inhabitants. An environmental catastrophe, a massive chemical spill, seeped into the soil and the water supply, rendering the city uninhabitable almost overnight. The once bustling streets are now silent, with only the eerie echo of abandoned hopes. The health risks associated with living here are profound. Long-term exposure to the contaminated environment can lead to severe respiratory problems, skin diseases, and even genetic mutations. Consequently, the entire population was forced to evacuate, leaving behind everything they couldn't carry. Today, this city stands isolated, encircled by warning signs and barricades. It serves as a no-go zone, monitored only by occasional scientific expeditions aiming to study the long-term effects of chemical exposure on urban spaces. Abandoned overnight, a stark reminder of nature's fury. Number 4 is encased in ice. Imagine a city so profoundly affected by the cold that its bustling streets and vibrant life have come to a standstill. This is the chilling reality of the frozen city. A place where winter doesn't just visit, it reigns supreme, unyielding and everlasting. Here, the mercury dips so low that even the bravest souls dare not venture out for months on end. In the heart of the city, buildings and monuments wear a permanent coat of ice, transforming them into eerie sculptures more befitting a gallery of the gods than a modern metropolis. The once thriving plazas and parks are now silent, save for the howling winds that sweep through the desolate avenues, carrying whispers of the city's former life. The harsh climatic conditions here have not only carved out a landscape of stark beauty, but have also dictated a unique way of life, ultimately leading to its abandonment. The relentless cold proved too formidable, and the city's inhabitants were compelled to leave their homes behind, seeking refuge in warmer climes. Frozen in time, its chilly silence tells 1,000 stories. At number 3, a city swallowed by the earth. Imagine a bustling urban center, alive with the hum of daily life, suddenly facing an unimaginable catastrophe. This city, now a ghostly echo of its former self, fell prey to the relentless forces beneath its foundations. Earthquakes, those sudden and violent shakings of the earth, or massive sinkholes, gaping voids that open without warning, have been the architects of this city's demise. Geologically, the area was a ticking time bomb. Situated on fault lines or atop unstable cavernous regions, the ground was destined to shift. Scientists and historians point to the significant seismic activity recorded over centuries, activity that ultimately reshaped the landscape dramatically. This not only rendered the city uninhabitable, but also buried its structures, streets, and stories under layers of soil and debris. Today, what remains of this city is a topic of intense study and speculation. Researchers delve into the depths, uncovering pieces of a puzzle that might tell us more about the risks our own cities could face. Buried under layers of earth, its secrets are yet to be fully discovered. The runner-up on our list faced an invisible enemy that turned its vibrant streets into corridors of desolation. This city, once a flourishing hub of commerce and culture, was blindsided by a devastating outbreak. The disease spread swiftly, a silent storm that left hospitals overwhelmed and public spaces deserted. Authorities quickly responded with stringent quarantine measures. Entire districts were cordoned off, and a curfew blanketed the city in an eerie stillness. The streets, usually alive with the hum of daily life, were suddenly silent, punctuated only by the distant sirens of emergency vehicles. Today the city stands at a crossroads. While the initial wave of the disease has been contained, the scars of the outbreak are deep. Buildings that once housed thriving businesses are now boarded up, serving as stark reminders of the city's struggle. Efforts to rejuvenate the city are ongoing, but the path to recovery is fraught with challenges. The population remains sparse, as many have left seeking safety and stability elsewhere. Once bustling streets now echo with the silence of caution. At the top of our list, a city that is entirely off-limits, the Forbidden City stands as a symbol of mystery and intrigue. Nestled in the heart of a nation renowned for its rich history and cultural depth, this city is sealed away from the public eye for reasons that blend the political with the profoundly sacred. Originally established as a sacred site, the city was meant to be a spiritual haven, a place where the earthly and the divine would meet. However, as the political landscape evolved, the city gained a new role as a sanctuary for secrets too delicate to be exposed to the outside world. Its walls, once echoing with prayers and chants, now guard tightly held state secrets and forbidden knowledge. The isolation of the Forbidden City is not just a matter of law, it is woven into the cultural fabric of the nation. Intrigue swirls like the mist that often shrouds its silent streets and empty plazas. Legends of what lies within its boundaries fuel the curiosity of outsiders and locals alike. Shrouded in secrecy, this city captures the imagination of all who hear its story. We've traveled through deserted streets and silent squares, witnessing the stark beauty of emptiness in cities once bustling with life. From the haunting silence of a metropolis abandoned due to industrial decline, to the eerie calm of war-torn ruins and the chilling stillness of a city encased in ice. Each location tells a unique story of decline, whether through environmental disaster, economic shifts, or the scars of conflict. Every deserted cityscape, a poignant reminder of impermanence and change. Each empty city holds a lesson about resilience, tragedy, and the unstoppable march of time.